the Riley Center. Ron Lemon, Ryan Hedrick breaking the St. Bonaventure win down 97-88. And Ron, we saw some great basketball, and I think the biggest thing I take away, the home crowd advantage was significant for the Bonnies this afternoon.
Well, they set the atmosphere, and St. Bonaventure came out ready to play, and the crowd got them up for it, and it was great to see Matt Mobley step up and have a good game after a couple of quiet games.
Yeah, I think you made a great point to Mark Schmidt in the post-game presser when you said, you know, Jave's kind of quiet early on. They really keyed down on him, double, even throwing triple teams at him. Matt Mobley hit his first 2 3-pointers and his first 3 shots in a row, and it kind of set the tone. We're not going to be able to pay so much attention to Adams when we have Mobley going off as well.
Right. I believe he had 11 of the first 15 points, and he just came out ready to play. And it took some of the pressure off Jay. And then in the second half, when St. Bonaventure went with the smaller lineup, Jay stepped up and had a hot little run there and extended the lead from, well, actually it was tied when they started going, and they ended up being up by 9 or 11 points after that run.
I think they took the lead, and then Jay, I think, went off on a 10-0 run, and then we just continued to play. I thought we did a decent job in the second half of guarding them, and we shot 50%, 40% from threes, and we shoot 21 for 22 from the line. So did a better job in the second half, I thought, of keeping the ball in front of us. We gave up too many, points off turnovers, and the little guy, Gilliard, played really well, 5 steals. You can see why he's leading the country. But I thought, we found ourselves. We got some stops. We pushed the lead out, and we finished the game the right way. So good victory, and hopefully we can continue to improve.
All right, so you heard it there. He'd rather have 2 guards any day, and I think that speaks very highly of the work that Adams and Mobley have put in. Jalen Adams became the highest scoring guard in St. Bonaventure history, a great accolade for a great young man who works diligently at his game.
Well, he passed J.R. Bremer, and I remember watching J.R. Bremer play here at the Riley Center. I remember just a historic shot when he hit a 3-pointer in the corner down there to beat Temple, and it was just an exciting time. But Jay Adams is by far one of the best guards to ever come through here, the St. Bonaventure program, and I think all of his accolades are due. He came in highly favored, highly sought after, and he's lived up to that recruiting idea.
There's no doubt about it. LaSalle is on the waiting in the wings here in Philadelphia. So St. Bonaventure Bonnies will travel to Philly and then be back here Friday for a nationally televised game. What to make of LaSalle? They're 4-7 in the A-10. You have a 10-0 team waiting for you when you get home Friday, but they can ill afford to look past LaSalle.
Well, we've discussed this on the Fast Break show when we've talked, and winning on the road in the Atlantic 10 is not an easy task to ask a team to do, and I think Coach Schmidt is well aware of that, and he'll do his best to have the team ready. But St. Bonaventure is just playing at a different level right now than they were earlier in the year when they struggled on the road.
They certainly are. So we asked Coach Mark Schmidt, is there any shot that your team would look past LaSalle? Here's what he said.
We can't. We're not talented enough. We're not that well coached to be able to look by anybody. It's that whole next man up mentality and next game up, and that's what we're trying to do. We can't look ahead. Once you look ahead and look towards that Rhode Island game, then LaSalle's talented enough, and they've done it before, and they can do it again. I don't know. When's the last time we won at LaSalle? So it's been a long time. So I think our guys have LaSalle has our attention. I can tell you that. So we're not looking ahead.
So a very convincing no.
Absolutely, yeah.
What else is he going to say? Sure, we're going to look past LaSalle. That's not going to be the case, and they can't do it because at 8-4 in the A-10, it's much better to come back here on Friday night with the whiteout 9-4 than it would be 8-5. I know it's only a 1-game swing, but it's a big swing.
And I think that'll have a lot to do with St. Bonaventure receiving an at-large bid or not. If they can get past LaSalle, who they're not looking past, if they can get past them, that makes that pivotal game next Friday against Rhode Island. I mean, it would be very important for them to beat Rhode Island. Rhode Island right now is number 5 in the RPI, and they need another big win like that.
And they absolutely crushed Davidson last night, so it's going to be interesting interesting to see how St. Bonaventure responds to a team that's well under 500 and not playing as well as they can. St. Bonaventure on top of their game, 6 wins in a row. Final thoughts as we look to a Tuesday matchup with LaSalle.
Well, St. Bonaventure is still undefeated at home in the Atlantic 10. I think it shows how important this venue here, the Riley Center, is. And hopefully, again, they can get past LaSalle and come back here and get a little home cooking and get a big win.
All right, happy homecoming, St. Bonaventure alums. For Ron Lemon, I'm Ryan Hedrick, bidding you a very pleasant good evening from Riley Center, where St. Bonaventure gets the win, 97-88. Good night.